Oh shit, I'm recording. Yeah, so I was told by a good friend of mine that I should be recording this game. So I had already done my first playthrough. The first whole thing. Oh, by the way, this is Doki Doki. If you don't know what the fuck that is, you're an imbecile. Because I'm an imbecile because I didn't know what the fuck it was. I ended with Sayori, I forgot her name already, hanging from her room after I ended up telling her I love her. Right? So we're in this one. Shit's a little glitchy. And parts of the game have just been Thanos snapped. I'm aware of this now. So now, we're gonna continue from here. I might not comment a lot on this. I'm just gonna go with it. Oh shit, man. I'm not ready for this. Also, I don't know, should I read shit like this? Also, I made a big mistake in using my own personal name for in-game. So, now it feels a whole lot more personal. Place the teacup in front of... You keep a whole tea set in the classroom. I remember this. After all... I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. See, from my first playthrough, she's my favorite. Yuri is my favorite. 100%. Alright. I just love the amount of judgment you get from her, and then in the first playthrough, I don't know if there's a different outcome. I've never watched any playthroughs of this game, but, you know, my character accidentally stabbed himself on the finger. He's like, I wonder how sharp this fucking knife is. Let me fucking stabbed his finger with it, and then she just licked and sucked his finger so the blood stopped. And I was like, ooh, interesting. Spicy. But I was told I'm not ready for this game whatsoever. And I believe it. Because, I was spooked and shocked by what happened. But the music is so upbeat and shit. You'd never expect this shit to go sideways. Like, I knew it was gonna have turns and shit. But what I got is not what I expected. Her reading. She seems... Also, by the way, I'm not going to cut anything. It's going to be scene for scene for scene. I wish I had a webcam for this. Or a face cam. I probably could set one up, but that's effort. Really take advantage of your lack of imagination and completely throw you for a loop. Anyways, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped for something I can relate to at this minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. I didn't expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Reality? Oh, not reality. Really, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Yeah. I'm not going to do voices for them, but I'm going to read this shit because I don't want it to be silence as I do this. I mean, I could do silence, but I'd much rather just drink my water. And continue. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over me for a split second. Never mind. That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looks like you were working on a poem called... Don't you fucking say it out loud. I know it doesn't say that, but I'm gonna have a little bit of fun with this, because why the hell not? And give it back, or that back, whatever, same words. they mean the same thing. Fine, fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No! Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. That's not very... Oh, not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to the readers, to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and show even the deepest reaches of your heart. There's a whole lot going on here, man. Do you have any Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work. That's a little different. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? What? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write poems of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. God, this feels weird without the fourth person. Oh my god. I mean, I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monika. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Zarin? It feels weird saying my own name like that. Hold on. There's still just one itty-bitty little problem. Huh? What's that? Now that we've reached this the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said that I would join this club. Monika may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All three girls are staring back at me with dejected eyes. Last time it was 4. There's just small, subtle changes. Also, just the sad looks in... Monika has the saddest look on her face. Why? See, this is why I shouldn't have put my name in it, because now I'm getting fucking emotionally invested. But I'm sorry. I thought... I don't know how to make that sound, but that's what I'm gonna do. Yep. Huh? The girls exchange glances before Monika turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Zarin. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4. And we've been trying really hard to find new members, and if we don't find one before the festival, I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls, right. Okay, then I've decided. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girl's eyes light up. Oh my goodness. Really? Do you really mean that, Zarin? Yeah. It could be fun, right? You really did scare me there for a moment. She said that last time and I was kind of concerned, but now I'm not. Because, well, I played through. But now I don't know if I make the same choices as last time, if they'll have the same effect. Like with Yuri and Natsuki. I don't know if that's going to have the same reactions and responses, because, well, there's one missing person. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem that brings the next bring to the next meeting so that we can all share. Monika looks at everyone once more. Zarin, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills? Pfft, I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. With that, I depart from the clubhouse and make my way home. The whole way my mind wanders back and forth between three girls. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monika. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing them right, but we're gonna go with it, because that's what my brain says. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll have a chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright. I just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. According to my first playthrough, no it won't, not in the end. And I guess what starts with writing a poem tonight. Fuck. I don't know why I wouldn't, but at the same time I'm scared. I've never known what to do here, so I kind of just picked the words that stood out the most. I'm a weeb, so of course I gotta pick it. Let's see. This is that word sticks out because I know that ends up happening in this. Man, give me 1 second. There we go, I'm back. Hi again, Zarin. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well then, I'm back at the literature club. I was last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Her face did a weird, thanks for keeping your promise, Zarin. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. The music even changed. The pitch is off, or was off. You already had to be dragged here by Monika. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take it seriously, then you won't see the end of it. I can't read. I don't know if that was intended, but Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps your manga collection in the club room. I couldn't read! What was that last line? What are you, a fucking microwave? Yes, microwave. Natsuki is microwave, yes. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monika and manga. Manga is literature. I agree. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Zaren. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have an interest in picking up a book to read? Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in the club now. So it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Hey, I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? I just feel like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, but it should keep your attention if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it. If you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I will definitely read this. I said that with kind of sarcasm, and I didn't mean it. Because I would so read the book, because she is the cutest out of them all. Like, Sayori was cute and all. And I feel like I picked the wrong choice on that line somewhere. Because, well, she's fucking hanging from the ceiling there. I enthusiastically take the book. Whew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. And I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monika to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is buried in a book, and I can't help notice her intense expression like she's waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book, and it looks to be the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ah, crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in the book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I'm out of this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh. It's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed it in the first place. But I'm just rereading the book, or rereading a bit of this, so I clicked before I was... No, I finished it. That's the book that you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it, not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Ah, well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. Ah, I see. So this is like, you know, in every anime when the anime girl's like, I made more lunch than I could eat, so here, take it. Yeah, no, that's what this is. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. Man, this version of me is oblivious. Oh. Like, I know I'm oblivious in real life, but boy, I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it back down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's the story about anyways? Well, I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. It's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the cover front. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. I don't remember this! did this happen in part 1 and I just completely just forgot about it? And these people were trapped there and have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse. They start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs to asphyxiate. Oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Oh, that's hot. Oh, that's spicy. Not the thing about the limbs. It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story. So that dark turn came out of nowhere. Ah, are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Saren? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It just... Oh, that's how I can get... Oh, right-click puts that away. It's just... That's this kind of story. And it's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. That wasn't like that before. Yeah, no, this was not like this before. Not at all. Like, I think I remember big black text and stuff, you know. Like, I remember this. Up. Then suddenly, I'm rambling, aren't I? Not at all. I'm sorry. Hey, don't you fucking apologize, you little shit. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writings fill my thoughts, all I got was my whole body. I want to know what was said there. I'd have to go back through my... Oh, I'm gonna have to go back through the entire thing. I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. Is it really not there? Fuck! I want to know what was said! So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just seems like you're really passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature... I can't English. It's a literature club, after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading, right? Oh, that actually gave me a little jump. Oh, I'm a little more on edge now that I know that shit's kind of going sideways. Yes, I mean, you don't have to, but... What do you say? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright. It's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Ah, yeah! Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to, it's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start reading the prologue. I soon understand why Yuri means about reading in company. As soon as I start to feel her presence over my shoulder as I read, it's not a particularly bad thing, maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading my book instead. Sorry. I hate that they do that because I want to know what's said. God! Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's against Yuri's, and I hold my book, more between the two of them. Ah, I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. Feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead, I use my right hand to hold the book open. Ah, I guess it kind of makes it more difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Ah, I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer than before. It's actually kind of distracting me, as I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Huh? To turn the page. Oh, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. Ah, that's okay. Not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks! We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I assume that she's finished the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it with her own thumb. Hey, Yuri. This might be silly, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all that. Ah, that's what you were talking about. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet, so I don't know why that came into my head. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Huh? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? Yuri puts her hands on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth? What was that about? Zarin? Did something happen just now? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. So, you don't know anything? Sorry. I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh. No, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing. Don't worry. I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes. It's nothing alarming. Alright. If you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? She might be a while, so I figured we'd start without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up, and I make a mental note of where I left on the book, and I slip it back into my bag. I'll read it to her first. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poems, and I wanted her to know I'm putting effort in. Hi, Zarin. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Glad. Good. Good. I'm glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the book club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better at just going with the flow until I'm settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Zarin. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's sort of a barrier that we'll all have to learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Zarin. I was going, oh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know what? Yuri likes that kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism? Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that in like a bad thing though, but sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably as much more a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strong. Why does she know everything? That's my biggest question. Like earlier, I think she just gets too stimulated and ends up withdrawing and looking for some alone time. Suddenly the door opens. Yuri! I'm back. Did I miss anything? No, not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more than glad to take a look at, oh my god, I'm just gonna reread it. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more than glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Oh, this is a heavy cup. Please don't drop it, Zarin. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall, but he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings, but my burned eyes could no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there, swallowing my fears. I brandish my pen. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that's the kind of style that has gotten popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on timing between words and lines. When performing out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Oh my god, I'm having like a brain just death. Alright, let's continue. Maybe after everyone in this is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on one specific point. I feel like her tips are about the story, the game itself, and not a poem. I feel like she's cluing me in on something and I'm just dumb. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make it any progress. Yeah, no, now hearing this a second time, I think it's about more than I thought. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about this is, if you keep your pen in the same spot long enough, you'll just end up with a dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and let it go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Oh, I burped. That's what those dots mean now. They mean burp. Yep. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Eh? What was that? Asterisk, visible confusion, asterisk. That's what this is. Oh, no. Did I say that out loud? Yuri's first covers... Oh! Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Huh? That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time. Really? Squints at my first playthrough. Is it really his first? I don't know anything about what's happening, so... Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant... Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words on the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason why I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical for new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick up a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both styles are the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Just gotta hydrate real quick. There we go. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in this club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't talk about other people like this. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily at the rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? This again. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening green-blue hue of the future. I bathe. Calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. It looks like it took you a long time to read. Ah, well, I just don't read script very often. I actually don't think your wow, that almost came out as an insult. I actually think your handwriting is really pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it, I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you a ghost, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Zarin. Really? Oh, I have an itch. After this day, I'll probably either end or I'll take a little break and come back. I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts and feelings and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I haven't even thought of it that way. That's impressive. Yeah, it's nothing really. Yours is impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. Ah. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I really enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Zarin. Ah, me too. Wait, does that mean I'm doing the best for me or for her? No clue. I'm also going to listen back to this, and it probably helps that I'm reading this out loud, because my previous shit has been very stale with not much commentary. Ooh, I have a Discord message. Alright, I guess I gotta show it to the little weeb lolly. Yep. She's cute. Well, oh, I need a different tone for this. Well, nope, that's... I don't know if I can go any higher. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. I just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Well, anyways, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try. But that's about it. Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't really take my writing seriously. But it's the point of poems for people to express themselves. Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but hits you hard. Like this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can really be disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simply writing is that you can put more weight on wordplay. Like I set up a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. Man, I struggled there. I might need to take a nap. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into that than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room, and it's a little more stressful than that was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if, oh, the music is off. It fixed itself. Oh, I heard that. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poem can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monika is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They're gingerly exchanging sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. Natsuki, what's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about feelings of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks. But it didn't really come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monika liked it, and Zarin did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some of my suggestions. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate all the offers, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect to change it anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Zarin liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what I... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Zarin appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs were who magically grew a size bigger as soon as Zarin started showing up. That line was directed at Sayori last time. Oh, shit. Natsuki, Natsuki, that's a little... I can't do two voices at once, so I'm just gonna... This doesn't involve you! There we go. Taking out your own insecurities on others like that? You're really starting to act as young as you look, Natsuki. Ah! I don't like this! I wanna go home! Me? Look who's talking, wannabe edgy bitch. Oh! This is a turn! Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is a little too much for your mental age to comprehend. See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn from themselves and graduate middle school. After they graduate from middle school, you know. If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think that you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Whoa there, be careful, you might actually cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on. Let Zarin hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this. Suddenly Yuri turns towards me as if she noticed I was standing there. Zarin, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. I'm siding with her. I don't get a choice. I really don't get a choice, do I? I don't like this. Hey, Zarin, why don't we step outside for a bit? Okay. Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of it. No, it's not better. Because now they're just gonna tear each other apart and then they're both gonna fucking die. And then it is just gonna... We'll get back inside once they're done yelling. Some present I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes. God! But I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, this makes you want to spend less time with the others, and that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. She quickly runs past. Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri's rocking back and forth in front of her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri? I didn't mean it. I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri had said to Natsuki. Or did. Zarin, please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget about it all tomorrow. Completely. Anyway, God, the music's gone! I just now realized that. Oh, shit. Does that mean the music's not coming back? Is it just gonna slowly but surely get more and more fucking terrifying? Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something. She keeps glancing at Monica. You can go first, Monica. I like to stay a bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take the responsibility today. Kinda sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not that. It's not that. I don't get much of a chance to discuss. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Zarin. It would be embarrassing with you listening. I guess I don't have much of a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble. Oh! What the fuck? What the actual fuck? I'm gonna leave that there, and I'm gonna pick up on this in a little bit. Thank you all for sticking with me this far. Hopefully I can set up a face cam when I continue. But oh my fucking god, this is turning so fast, and I'm glad I'm playing it. Ugh.